What is going on, guys? What's going on? I love that intro, man. I love that intro. What's up, Goon? What is that? That's crazy. That's me. That's me, bro. What's going on, Cormac? When's the next UFC 5 live stream? Next UFC 5 live stream is going to be a week from today. So, yeah, next Thursday. Not this. That's crazy. That is crazy, guys. We got a fun video lined up. Y'all requested it last time. What's good, casual? Your favorite viewer? Yeah, Goon, I got you. Of course, man. Goon, I feel like I ain't seen you in a minute. Maybe I'm tripping, though. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and share this with the Discord real quick. Y'all asked me to react to Kenny Okoye's top 15 best strikers in the UFC. I kind of skimmed through it a little bit. I've seen something. Okay? Yeah, you will see something. But yeah, we'll talk about it, man. We'll live react to it and talk about it. Shorter stream today. Next Tuesday. Also, I'm trying to decide if we're doing a stream on Saturday. I don't know yet. I do not know yet. But next Tuesday, it's going to be Dana White Contender Series, right? I believe Tuesday is going to be. Yeah, I think that's the start of Contender Series. So we'll do a fight companion or whatever for Contender Series. I would love to show it on screen. I won't be able to, or Dana White's going to stream snipe me again. And then that following Thursday, we'll move UFC 5 to Thursdays. What's going on, Adrian? My toe started swelling. I almost died. Oh, my gosh. Looked like a balloon. Izzy better be number one. Facts. Facts. If anybody's ever already seen it, don't spoil it. I'm going to be watching the fight night and UFC stream Saturday. I'll let y'all know very soon if we're going to be streaming on Saturday. But I'm getting sidetracked, guys. Let me go ahead and share this with the Discord real quick, and we can go ahead and get into it. We can go ahead and get into it, man. Let's see. I will show you something. Guys, we had a lot of news drop today, too. A lot of news drop today. Charlie Olive's going to be fighting Rafael Fiziev. Maybe I'm breaking the news to somebody. I do not know. To be honest, I think we're about to see Dubronx go to sleep again. The thing is, look, I'm really upset that Charles is taking this fight on, I guess, 3 months after getting flatline KO'd cold. But with that being said, Rafael Fiziev, can he really crack like that, though? I mean, he knocked out Moicano, and what's he done since then? Decision, loss. Also, he's 1-3 in his last 4 fights. Why does he what has he done to earn this fight? Oh, he got a close decision victory over Ignacio Bahamondes. I think there's better options, man. I just think there's better options. I'm still picking Charles, man. I am worried about the chin. Have you seen Lucas's well-rounded fighters tier list? I have not. Next Tuesday, Bradley Snake Eyes da Silva will shock the world. I'm not familiar with bro's game. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm excited to see Fiziev, Chin, Charles, bro. How can you say that? How can you say that? The Tony slander stops now. We will sob if Charles gets Chin. Facts. Raf and Dustin are my favorite lightweights of all time. Rafael versus Beneil would be perfect. I think I said that in a video too. Rafael versus Beneil Dariush made sense. It did make a lot of sense. The UFC's matchmaking, man, it's very questionable. I feel like Charles versus Holloway was the move. I know Holloway's injured. Charles could have rested his chin, rested his brain. I think even Charles versus Patty's a better fight. Charles versus Gaethje rematch is a better fight. Charles versus Dan Hooker's also a better fight. That's what I'm saying. Rafael Fiziev versus Oliveira would be like my 5th option. It's really kind of sus, man. Is Charles just trying to get back in there to prove a point? Maybe. I don't know, man. I heard somebody say that they believe Charles, if he loses to Fiziev, he's going to retire in Brazil, which is, I don't even want to talk about that, guys. I don't. I cannot have Dustin Poirier and Charles retiring in the same year. And potentially Gaethje if he ends up getting this title shot in December. But hold on, guys. Let me post this real quick. Let me post this YouTube short. And then we'll go ahead and get into it, man. All right. Rafa Hasbulla. That's literally Hasbulla Senior. No, that's Jan. That's Jan. Charles versus Max was a fight to make, man. Fiziev definitely doesn't have pillow hands. Maybe not Mike Tyson or anything, but he has some power. Yeah, I'm not trying to say he has pillow hands, but he does not. How do I put this, guys? He doesn't have pillow hands, but he's not cracking left and right. He's not super, super dangerous. Okay, he has pop, but he doesn't have crazy power, I guess. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Bahamana's fight wasn't a close decision. He 30-27 him. It was competitive, though. It was definitely competitive. Charles versus Max. That's what should happen, man. To be fair, his last 3 losses was a close fight with Gaethje. Lost on short notice, yeah. Another one was injury, yeah. The context of the losses, look, I'm stretching it a little bit, but yeah. He still is 1-3, man. But if you look at Charles, man, Charles is also, 2-2 in his last 4? Something like that. Maybe even worse. But, I mean, if you look at his losses, he's losing to Ilia Topuria, Islam, Arman Sarukian. It's a big step up for Rafael Fiziev, man. It really is. Fiziev by leg kick. I don't know, man. I think Charles is going to finish it. I do. I can see a decision, but Rafael Fiziev is not Ilia Topuria. Now, he is a fast lightweight, but Ilia Topuria might be the fastest lightweight I've ever seen. But he has some similarities to Ilia Topuria, but he's not Ilia Topuria. He can't crack like Ilia Topuria. He's not as slick as Ilia Topuria. I don't think he's as fast as Ilia either. Timing's not as good, all that. I think Charles Oliveira, his stand-up's getting underrated after the Ilia fight. Obviously, he's not as good of a striker as Ilia Topuria, but I think the stand-up could be close with Charles and Fiziev. But yeah, Charles, I see a late finish from Charles. Fiziev gets gassed in 3-rounders, yeah. I don't think Fiziev is ready. I do think Fiziev is really good though. But I think he'd be great at featherweight. He's small. All right, let's go ahead and get into this, man. Let's go ahead and get into this. Let's react to Kenny Okoye, top 15 strikers in the UFC. Let me see if he has a criteria. Yep. All right.
Let me show you guys my criteria and what I think it is. Let me move my screen a little bit more down. Okay. Recent
Criteria.
performances
All right, guys. Here's the criteria for this. Recent performance holds more weight. Okay. Strike totals matter. Okay. Eye test will be considered. Valid. Skill over power. I agree, but I hope that he does not downplay power because at the end of the day, if you're knocking somebody out, even if you were getting outstruck, that's part of the game. That's part of striking is being able to knock somebody out, even if it's sloppy. Effectiveness over visuals. Effectiveness over visuals. Y'all know that's literally talking about Dricus du Plessis. There's no way. This was made for Dricus du Plessis. You cannot change my mind. Effectiveness over visuals. Or Strickland. You could say that fits John Strickland as well. Skill over power, I agree, but I hope it doesn't hold too much weight. Eye test is fine. This is fine. Strike totals matter, but like there's some volume strikers and there's some fighters that are more selective with their shots. We'll see, man. We'll see. If anybody's already watched this, do not spoil it, okay? Do not spoil it. If strike totals is part of the criteria, I better see Angela Hill top 5. True or false, Barboza is the most overrated fighter ever. Anyone that can pressure him and box him, beat him. Edson Barboza? He's decent. I mean, I don't think he's great. I don't think he's bad. He did start to I will say he was overrated at one point. Bro, Edson Barboza's leg kicks, man. All right, let's go ahead and get into this, man.
more weight. This doesn't matter. That's how I see stuff like that. Like,
also, let me know if it's too loud.
If you're putting the beats on someone and they catch you, it just happens. I'm not gonna hold that over their head. You know, I do think.
Okay, guys, hold on. Listen to what he just said right here.
When they catch you, it just happens. See stuff like that. Like, if you're putting the beats on someone and they catch you, it just happens. I'm not gonna hold that over their head.
If you're putting the beats on someone and they catch you, it doesn't matter. That's basically what he's saying. So, guys, immediately, what went in my brain on that was Israel Adesanya versus Imavov. Now, Izzy was not like piecing him up, but he was winning. He was looking good on the feet, and then Imavov caught him. So, Spoiler, Royce Gracie, number 1. All right. Skill over power. Power's everything. Power, we can't discredit power. That's part of the game. Like, this is like comes back to an argument: is Israel Adesanya a better striker than Pereira? Well, technically, like just if you take out people say if you take out the power of Pereira, then Izzy's a way better striker. Well, yeah, but that's part of Pereira's game. Part of his game is the power that he possesses. He's kind of molded his game around that a little bit. See, that's not fair. Oh, well, if you that's basically like saying if you took away the feints, if you took away the head movement of Izzy, he's not a good striker, bro. If you took away the leg kicks, what? What? If you took away the power of Ilya Taporia and the speed, bro, he just wouldn't be the same. Well obviously. Like, all right, let's go ahead and get into it.
I do think yes, Max lost every round one time, but
I was talking about Max.
skill is better than power. So this goes back to the point of like if you're doing
honorable mentions.
Honorable mention, I'm only do one. I'm not gonna do multiple.
Ooh. JDM not top 15? Ooh, I'm gonna have to see who's above him, man. I'm gonna have to see who's above him. JDM not in the top 15. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Honestly, not off to a good start, bro. What? Not top 15? Scrappy combo boxer. Last performance showed grit. Too much close fights. Too much close fights. On the feet or just in general? He did have a close fight with Kevin Holland on the feet, but kind of. Kevin Holland also has like a 95-inch reach. All right, guys. I'll hear him out.
Lena. Scrappy, combo boxer. His last performance, he showed grit. But like to put him in a top 15, I feel like he has to have
He said, "Nah, this list is nasty work already." Facts.
some good master classes.
Judging over close fights is absolutely insane. Yeah.
On the feet for like a long period of time or something.
I don't think was that the criteria? That wasn't even a criteria. That wasn't even in his criteria, but okay.
My top 15, but I still think you're a good striker. Of course, you're champion for a reason. You're champion because you're great and you outstruck Bilal. So outstriking Bilal is not an easy task. Of course, Bilal is not the best striker ever.
Look, I will say one thing I do notice about JDM, which I think he's a top 15 striker, but he hasn't fought an elite striker yet. But there's not a whole lot of elite strikers in the welterweight division, right? That aren't old. But based on your criteria, I test skill over power. He's one of the most skilled. He's a top 3 boxer in the UFC, in my opinion. Effectiveness, he's an effective boxer. Every single one of these criteria, JDM fits. Recent performances, he put the beats on Bilal Muhammad. Close fight, but on the stand-up, he was piecing him up. Look at his face afterwards. This all fits Jack Della. Okay. Moving on. Moving on.
Tom Aspinall, guys. It's kind of hard putting heavyweights in a
Tom
top 15
Aspinall
list
15.
because I feel like the heavyweight division lacks depth in skill and strikers.
This is already an L, man. This is already an L. You just said skill over power, putting down how power. Tom Aspinall is very skilled, do not get me wrong. But over JDM? Look, I'm not saying Tom Aspinall in the top 15 is a bad call, but over JDM. Okay.
So someone like Tom Aspinall stands out because he's getting quick finishes, guys. He's powerful.
Okay.
He's heavy. He's quick movement. He's sporadic. Like his chin's always in the air, but he's always moving. So it's kind of hard to find him.
And I know, golly, I know I keep pausing it, but it's also hard to judge a heavyweight compared to like a welterweight or a lightweight. It's not necessarily fair. Pound for pound, or compared to the heavyweight division, Tom Aspinall is insane. He's generational. And
then when he lands on you, it hurts. So, of course, I said skill over power. Like, I'm not saying he's not skilled, but of course, power is probably the thing he's known for most. And in a division where it's kind of lackluster, it's hard to put heavyweights high on this list. But I still want to give him credit and put him over Jack Della Maddalena because he's finishing these guys, man. And I think he deserves to be known as a top 15 striker in the UFC. So I'm going to put Tom Aspinall on my list. It might be controversial. I really don't think it is. I think Tom Aspinall, heavyweights deserve love too, bro. Heavyweights deserve love too, bro.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that for him.
Like I said, skill.
Guys, we've seen 3 fighters, and this list is. Imavov is over Jack Della. Imavov's over JDM, man. Now, he has proven it against better striking competition. But talking about eye test, JDM's just the better striker, man. Imavov is a great striker too, don't get me wrong. But it's the fact that JDM's not even on the list is already got to me, guys. Dude's officially an idiot. What did Andre with those takedowns? Yeah, facts. I'm curious to see if John Silva's on this list. That's a good shout, actually. I feel like he's not going to put him on here. He might, though. John Silva, Loki, he is a top 15 striker. I like that take. John Silva has to be top 10. That's not bad. That's not a bad call, really. Look at what he's doing. Talk about eye test. Talk about effectiveness. John Silva fits every single one of these criteria, does he not? The visuals and effectiveness is great. He has skill and power. Eye test has been crazy. Dude, yeah. Based on the criteria, this fits John Silva to a T. We'll see if he's on here, though. Quick-handed, sharp, accurate. Very, very true. Slows down as fight goes. Imavov. I want to look at Imavov's resume. I know he beat Izzy. I know he lost to Strickland, which is a tough matchup. But Imavov. Okay, yeah. He also said strike totals matter, right? Imavov was getting Izzy almost doubled Imavov's in strikes in round one. He outstruck Jared Cannonier, decent striker. Was beating Chris Curtis, lost to Strickland, outstruck Buckley. He's got some good performances. I'll give him that. He's beat better strikers than JDM, but he's not a better striker than JDM. But let's see. If JDM is the top 15, then I wouldn't be surprised that some very good strikers get left out. Yeah. I might have to do one of these, bro. This is like kind of bothering me already. Just got a glimpse at the original video in the ranking. It was if there was a top 5 cap rankings, this would be number 1. Definitely putting Strickland top 3 because he glazes out Asanya, who got pieced up by Strickland. Yeah. I do think Strickland is a top 15 striker, though. Just because the style is very, very tricky to figure out. Hongxian, thanks. Gamrot better be here, man. That's all I'm saying. He's the type of guy to say Rob Paul's a good wrestler. You say Frick Chef for making fun of the GOAT death sentence? Frick Chef, dude. Come on. Kaio's the least entertaining fighting nerd and the most unlikable. I agree. I agree, man. I agree. Izzy's probably going to be on here. Yeah, he will. Don't worry, he will. Tony Ferguson, number 1.
Cannonier, I don't know if you guys remember that. Cannonier was actually beating him, and then he catches Cannonier, and he rocks him. I thought it was a little bit of an early stoppage. I think everyone thought it was an early stoppage.
I forgot about Cannonier versus Imavov when Imavov rocked him and the ref just stopped the fight.
Because Cannonier, knowing how durable he really is, he definitely could have weathered that storm, but the ref stopped it. That's the only other time we've really seen significant power. But other than that, bro, he's quick-handed, he's sharp, he's accurate. He's a really good striker, in my opinion. I think he's a little bit more technical. Not a little bit, a lot more technical than a heavyweight like Tom Aspinall. You see, he moves really well. Via eye test, he trumps Aspinall, so he's going to be ahead of Aspinall. And of course, like he knocked out Adesanya. I think that's better. I feel
like him and Aspinall are kind of similar strikers in a way.
Than anything Aspinall.
It's hard to compare them though because they're different weight classes.
So I'm putting my number 14 list. I think this is a really good list so far. There's no.
I think it's a really good list so far. Yeah, but it's not, buddy. It's not. Oh wow. Strickland's at 13. Sean Strickland is at 13. Spamming but effective marauder. Getting 50-45 drops him down. Oh. He's saying oh wow. Okay. Getting 50-45 by DDP drops him down. Okay, at least Strickland's on the list, though. But, I mean, even with the criteria, let's look at the criteria one more time, guys. Recent performances, hold more weight. Okay. That fits that. Strike totals matter. Think about Strickland as he lands a bunch of strikes, doesn't land a whole lot of significant strikes, but the jab's probably significant. Eye test will be considered, does not pass the eye test. Skill over power. He's not powerful at all. He's skilled. Effectiveness over visuals. Okay. I mean, it's all right placement. It's all right. It's all right.
He's not really going to change his style. And if he rematches anyone, they're probably going to beat him because they're going to adjust some things, and he's probably going to come in and fight the same.
I got to go casual.
That being said,
I'm going to watch preseason, and Seahawks are playing soon. Oh, I forgot about preseason. Oh, wow. All right. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button before y'all leave. All right.
he doesn't rematch a lot.
Strickland at
He
13 is
only
not a
rematched,
bad shout.
once in his career, I think. So, like, you're probably going to see Sean Strickland once in your career unless you get lucky. And if you do get lucky and get him again, you probably beat him. But good luck trying to get him again, because he's the kind of like guy who's one and done with you. He fights you once and then he's leaving. Unless it's for a title, of course, and he fought DDP again, beats on him, Dr. Dre. But spamming doesn't matter if it's effective, because I did your number, because this is
Enough yap.
in
So
the
let's see who's number 12.
Cyril Gane. I said what I said about heavy.
Cyril Gane. How do I feel about Cyril Gane at 12? I honestly don't hate it. I'm going to love to see how he does against Aspinall, because, like I said, heavyweight's hard to judge because Cyril Gane looks like a world-class striker, but it's because he's fighting guys like Tai Tuivasa, Sergey Spivak. He's fighting Derek Lewis's of the world. I mean, Cyril Gane's a great striker. I actually don't mind this placement in the top 15. I test he trumps Aspinall. That's valid. Strike totals are disgusting. Light, elusive, accurate, power. Cyril Gane, that's not bad. That's not bad. Low-key good take from Kenneth. Over JDM. I still wouldn't put him over. I still wouldn't put him over Jack. I don't believe. He's a hard one to judge, though. We got to see if he goes out there and outstrikes Aspinall, then we got to have some conversations. But that's not a bad take, I would say.
Eye test,
it's the best take
he's
so
a
far.
lot better of a striker than Aspinall. Of course, you're stupid if you think Aspinall's going to go in there and strike with him. If he wants to go in there and strike with him for 25 minutes, he loses damn near every round, you know. And Gane, who's a very powerful puncher as well, couldn't do that. And he wanted to do that, but he couldn't do that, you know. Cyril Gane's like one of the only strikers I've seen like just perform to the best
He is a good
extent.
striker, man. People forget, man.
Because Volkov like took him down and like kind of made him look goofy, but this is a striking list. Purely looking at striking. I don't care about grappling, BJJ.
Is Shavkat Rakhmonov underrated? No. Shavkat Rakhmonov is overrated. In my opinion, does not mean he's a bad fighter. He's obviously a great fighter, one of the best welterweights on the planet. I think he's been overrated in the way that everybody kind of overglazed. I'll say overglazed, okay? Everybody wanted him at one point. Everybody's like, Shavkat, next champion, guys. I can't wait for Shavkat to win the belt. Why? So he can fight every year and a half? Do we really want that? Also, Shavkat has not beat a top 5 contender. His best win is Ian Gary, right? Yeah, Ian Gary. It's a good win. It's a good win, don't get me wrong, but if he goes out there and beats a Sean Brady or a Bilal Muhammad or somebody, then let's give him the title shot, bro. He needs to be fighting. He's always injured or he's always sitting out for some reason. I haven't watched this, by the way. Francis should be one.
Wrestling, striking. This guy's light, elusive, accurate, powerful, and his strike totals are disgusting, man. Like he outstruck Spivak.
Gone over Aspinall's valid. Like, yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Strike. That was crazy. Tuivasa
still think JDM should be on here.
Like 120 to 20 or something. 120 to 5. Striking
okay.
A little bit more power, but like I said, I really think it'd be higher than Aspinall and going to be my number 12.
Based on his criteria, especially, Gane should be over Aspinall.
Cyril Gane, brother, dial it. You get the love from me. Why not, brother? In the number 11 spot, Michael Venom Page. Bouncy, powerful,
MVP.
explosive, and he's hard.
Michael Venom Page absolutely is a top 15 striker. I would probably put him higher. I'm going to be honest. I would probably put MVP very, very high. Because nobody's been able to figure him out on the feet. Sort of like Strickland, but Strickland has been figured out by at least Dricus du Plessis recently. MVP has not been figured out on the feet throughout his entire career. Has he? This might even sound crazy if not putting him one, but MVP, I think he might be a top 5 striker in the UFC, bro. That's what I think. Who in the welterweight division or the lightweight division can actually stand with MVP and get away with it and win without mixing in grappling? Maybe Jack. Am I right or am I wrong? Maybe Wonder Boy. You can say Wonder Boy too, because that'd be a boring fight, low key. But MVP, effective, bouncy, powerful, explosive, hard to hit. Especially this. Yes, this is what I'm saying. He's hard to hit. He's impossible to hit. Basically, you have to time him. And he's old. He's an old man, but he's so very fast. He bounces in and out. This is what I'm saying. You cannot win on the feet. You have to just catch him. You have to just catch him on the inside. Very hard to do. MVP has an argument to be much higher on the list, I would say. But I'm glad he put him in the top 15. He's also hard to judge because of the way that he fights, the way that he strikes. But yeah, turns all of his opponents into wrestlers. That is facts. That is facts. Otherwise, you just lose. Look at Shara. Shara is considered a good striker. MVP's better and showed that. I bet Holloway's number one unless we already went through him. I just got here. Holloway's not. We'll run it back, man. We'll run it back. Holloway has not been said yet. So here's the criteria. Real quick, I'll let you look over that. And then honorable mention is Jack Della Maddalena. JDM has been left out of the top 15, man. Okay? It's been left out. 15 was Tom Aspinall. 14 was Nasruddin Imavov. 13 was Sean Strickland. And 12 was Cyril Gane. And now we're on 11, Michael Venom Page. I think he should be higher, man. Let me know what y'all think. What do y'all think MVP should be? Like 6 or 7? Sorry, bro. I'm sorry. MVP versus RDR. Oh my gosh, imagine that matchup. I want to see MVP go back down to welterweight. He said that he wanted to have a run at 170, right? Even though MVP versus Dricus would be hilarious. I think that would be so funny. Especially the build-up. The build-up, MVP would get bullied. MVP would get bullied at the presser. But, all right, MVP, I think he should be higher. I'm glad he's on the list.
So, MVP
Also
just
hard
makes
to
everyone
judge him.
turn into a fucking, yeah, man, we're going to wrestle today. Yeah, let's, oh, you're a wrestler now. Oh, you're a wrestler now. Shout out Nate Diaz, bro. Because I know MVP saying that every single time he fights someone. Oh, you're a wrestler now. Now you want to wrestle. Because that's what he does to people. But having that, like, ability to do that is, like, one of the most underrated things to me. Like, how, like, he makes everybody who fights him wrestle, you know?
Wow.
I think he's the best striker at welterweight. If him and JDM went strike for strike, he destroys JDM, in my opinion. No guy could strike with him in 170, and it's not even a... You know, not even up for debate.
I'm not going to say he destroys him, but I do think he, in a straight striking match, I do think he beats Jack. I do. But I'm not going to say he dominates him. I think he just is in and out, lands, 5 significant strikes in the whole round, but doesn't get hit. So
5, bro. A lot of guys can't really strike with him in a 3-round fight. Maybe a 5.
We got to oh, wow. Wait. Oh, it's actually surprising. This is surprising, guys. He has Izzy at 10. Look, hey, look, hey, look. I thought Izzy was a for sure lock for top 5, bro. With Kenny making the list? What? Izzy at 10 right now? I'll have to see who's above him, man. I'll have to see who's above him. He has slowed down a little bit. Not much, but he slowed down a little bit. It's the striking defense that holds him back just a little bit for me. But 10, I think Izzy should be higher, man. I honestly still think he should be higher. MVP versus Jack could win. MVP versus JDM, Jack could win if he just does better. Casual, we had a gender reveal for the kid. Was it a boy? Hey, even if it's a girl, Casuel. Casuel is the name. Outstruck his last 2 opponents, even though he lost both of them. I mean, yeah, he was outstrike. Yeah, okay. He still lost. One of them he got chinned. Other one he basically got dropped on the feet, sort of. Elusive body merchant.
I feel like every time I put Izzy on the list, of course he's the top 10 striker, but I know people are going to be like, nah, dude. I don't know, dude. I hate him, though, Kenny. Everyone just hates Izzy, you know. Like I said, he did get knocked out by the Imavov, but he was out striking Imavov until that knockout, guys. And it was right before an eye poke. People are like, no, it wasn't an eye poke, bro. It wasn't. It literally was. You know, it's frustrating because people don't they know when stuff happens, but they try to act like it doesn't happen just to hate on Izzy. You know, he outstruck DDP regardless of losing that fight. Of course, he lost it by submission, but this is a striking list, not a grappling list. DDP is great at submitting and stuff, but...
Hey, it's a boy. Let's go. Actually, twins, boy and girl. Casual and Casuella. Let's go.
As far as striking goes, Izzy showed that he was the better striker against DDP and Imavov. Of course, DDP hurt him to get that sequence, but as far as total strike goes, like I said, total strikes matter to me. Izzy seems to be...
I see what he's saying, but I don't really like the narrative that you can just hold skill so much higher than power because, again, how did the fight get finished, which was by submission, but how did they set up and get to that position was because Dricus du Plessis hurt him on the feet. Yeah. Oh, you can't just say power just doesn't count for anything. Izzy lost his belt. He was outstriking Pereira in their first fight in the UFC. He was outstriking him, and Pereira went on the gas and knocked him out with his power. Obviously, it's effective. Obviously, it works. Okay, guys? Okay? Casual Tech, do you train? You have a BJJ build? That's crazy. That's what I train, BJJ, baby. BJJ. All right, let's keep it going. Surprised he doesn't have Izzy at 2. What's up, Unk? What's going on, Unk MMA? Unk MMA? Yeah, no, I thought Izzy was going to be top 5
better
for sure.
striker
For
and gets
sure.
caught with some stuff. Yes,
All
he
right,
did get
Goon, I'll
caught
see you.
by Imavov, but he was destroying Imavov. And it's funny because Imavov is known for fatiguing. Like, Imavov can't fight at a high level for 25 minutes. I know Izzy can strike for 25 minutes.
I don't really
Of
feel
course,
like
Izzy's
hearing him
last
yet. Of
knockout
course,
victory was
Izzy's the
against Alex
longest
Pereira, who I
section.
also
Maybe.
think is
Maybe
better
not.
than
Oh,
any
actually
person
spoiled it.
Imavov has knocked out, or any person, or like up there, but I can't. So
Dude, I'm kind of surprised he's
now.
doing this.
He's still good. It's not like he
I'm
looked bad against
surprised.
Imavov.
Look at this,
Even
guys.
if he looked great, he got. Yeah, man, Kenny's changing Kenny's changing. Because what am I doing? Why is he there? Hey, Shiva.
This is surprising to me, man. I never thought this day would come. I never thought that this man would admit that Pereira's a better striker than Izzy. Y'all know I love Izzy. Izzy's my favorite fighter, right? Pereira has proved that he's the better striker. You can't say, oh, coincidental when he's up 3-1 in terms of striking on Izzy. He's won 3 out of 4, right? Izzy's a better striker Pereira's a better striker than Izzy, man. I'm kind of surprised he admitted that, but Pereira at 9? I didn't even understand. I didn't even process this. Pereira's at 9. What? How is Pereira at 9? Wait. Guys, I was just thinking about, well, at least he has Alex over Izzy, but Alex Pereira as the 9th best striker in the UFC? I was thinking like top 3, top 4. 9? Okay. Pereira at 9 is a crime. Yeah, exactly. Destroying Imavov. Which fight was he watching? Also, yeah, we had 1 round. Because Izzy got KO'd at the very beginning of round 2. He was destroying him. He was on his way to win that fight. Yeah, he fought 1 round. But yeah, y'all know I'm always going to back Izzy, but come on. Casual over MMA Guru, let's go. I burnt my banana bread? No. This isn't that bad. Not as cap. Low key should be higher. High key should be higher. Pereira, getting older, but I mean, yeah. He's going to put Ankalaev high, isn't he? He's going to put Magomed Ankalaev very high. Who is a... That's hard to judge, man. Because technically he did outstrike Pereira. He did. He's just so much faster, man. Watch him put Ankalaev next. Yeah, exactly. Did John Bones fight Khabib's? Yeah, bro. Or actually, no, they're fighting this weekend. John Jones versus Khabib is this weekend. I'd be satisfied with top 5 or so. 9 is, yeah. Who's your top 1? Guys, I might have to make one of these videos. I'm going to add it to the notes. I made one of these a long time ago. But, okay. Who's my best striker in the UFC? Ooh. That's tough, man, because I factor in power's a big thing for me. Power's a big aspect of striking for me, right? So, honestly, I may say Topuria. I might just say Topuria. Who can stand on the feet with Topuria? Topuria has also proven it against very, very good strikers like Holloway and Volk. And Charles is not a bad striker. He's not an elite striker. He's a good striker, though. So maybe I would say Topuria. I think Piotr Jan's up there very high. I think O'Malley's up there very high. I think Pereira's up there very high. And I would put MVP at least in my top 7, probably. Probably something like that. But we'll see. Also, you got Jean Silva, who looks like a really, really good striker as well. But I'm not going to put him top 5 or nothing yet. Not until we see it against a really high-level striker. But that would probably be my top of the food chain strikers right now. I would probably, and then Holloway. You got Holloway as well. Holloway looks really good at 155. Holloway would be in that mix somewhere. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's keep it going. Bro. Pereira at 9 is crazy.
Listen, this guy is a low kick marauder, left hook from hell, man. Alex Pereira, man, I have him ahead of Izzy. Like right now,
this is why he has him low. Basically, trying to say he just spams 2 moves. It's not even true, but Because he's got that stabbing jab to the body, man. Come on. Come on. Say what you want about Ankalaev, but he was outstriking Pereira. He was. He was. Ankalaev's a good striker, man. Ankalaev's never been outstruck, has he? Yeah, he was. Never mind. I take that back. He was getting outstruck by Jan Blachowicz. I'll take that back. But Ankalaev's a great boxer. Super, super fast. You could see in their first fight, Pereira and Ankalaev, Ankalaev was much faster. He was beating Pereira to the punch, which I think that's what made him kind of hesitant. Not necessarily the takedowns, that was a part of it too, but I think it was kind of just the speed of Ankalaev. But Pereira at 9 is crazy. It's crazy. When he pressures, he's a menace. This is valid. Very valid. When Pereira is on the pressure, that is a bad man. That is a scary dude. That is a scary dude.
But he could try and have fun. So still number 9 spot ahead of Izzy. I did it. I'm sorry for my Izzy fans. There's probably not a lot of Izzy fans in the comments anyways. But
Pereira should be higher, bro. Come on.
All right, moving on to the number 8 spot. Magomed Ankalaev, the guy, of course, who beat
That's
him.
why I knew this was coming. I know who's. I mean, if you just look at their fight, this isn't that crazy to say that because Ankalaev just beat him all on the feet. He beat him on the feet. The fight did not hit the mat, not one time. But it's hard. The thing is, MMA striking is just different. It just is different than a kickboxing match, for example, because of the threat of the takedown, all this stuff. But Ankalaev did outstrike him. Ankalaev in the top 10 is not ridiculous. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Aggressive boxers, sharp counters, schooled Pereira during Ramadan. During Ramadan is crazy. He just had to include that. He had to include that. I don't even think he was. I could be wrong. Actually, I don't want to speak anything that I don't know about. I feel like I thought for some reason he wasn't fasting during his camp. I don't know though. I don't know. I'm not gonna speak something I don't know too much about.
Schooled Pereira during Ramadan. You know what's funny that people don't even address in this rematch? Because I see people like Guru like, yeah, he's gonna come out.
This list is active fighters, by the way.
Aggressive, and he's gonna knock out Pereira in the fight. Guru's so fat.
Look,
bro,
if Ankalaev goes up there and in the rematch and outstrikes Pereira again or knocks him out, then let's say that Ankalaev's a better striker than Pereira. It's hard to tell based on Alex's performance, man. Because like just thinking about it, you're like, oh well, yeah, obviously Poaton's a better striker than Ankalaev, right? I don't know. I mean, I would like to think so.
Like, hey Sheba, listen, bro.
What does Sheba mean, by the way? I'll just keep saying that.
People don't realize Ankalaev was not at his physical best during Ramadan. You know, he wasn't at his best physically and mentally. You know, he was doing everything to make sure that fight doesn't happen. So, but then he knew Pereira was going to push the same narrative he pushed last time.
This is kind of valid. I don't know about this part about him being not his physical best, but the UFC tried to screw over Ankalaev with this matchmaking. I think they purposely, or maybe it was Alex's doing, purposely put it during Ramadan. They did not want Ankalaev to be champion. They held off giving him the title shot for a long time. But yeah, I kind of want to do a top 15 list now. I'll write it now. I'll do it sometime soon.
Man, Pereira, man, in the rematch because he's showing.
I'm still mad JDM's not even on here. DDP next. Okay. Wait, so who's not here? We're top 7. We still need Holloway. We still need Piotr Jan. We still need O'Malley. We still need who else? Yeah, DDP, I'm guessing is gonna be on here. That's 4. Taporia, that's 5. He already had MVP. I feel like he's not gonna put Wonder Boy. He's too old. I don't know who else. So Sheba's Korean. That's crazy. John Silva should be here. I'm wondering if he does put Silva here. I don't know if he will. Man. We'll see. Is it just me or am I the only one who thinks Pereira beat Magomed? I think Ankalaev won, but when I rewatched it, the second time, and it was really close. It really was close. But I still think Ankalaev won. It was closer than I remembered. I was there live, guys. When I was watching it live, I thought, oh yeah, Ankalaev clearly won. But then I rewatched it when I got home. It was closer than I remembered. It was close. Casual, why are you listening to someone miles below you when it comes to UFC knowledge? So I was told to react to this video. Reacting to Kenny's lists are kind of fun. They're kind of fun, okay? That's what I'm going to say. They're fun. Dukas has got to be here too, guys. Dukas Duplessis.
Beats on them, like Dr. Dre, hands on them.
Oh, I forgot about Volk.
It's gonna be.
I forgot about Volk.
Even
Here's
Islam
Volk.
caught him there. You know,
Alexander Volkanovski at 7. Volk, he has lost a step, but he still proved he's still one of the best strikers in the UFC. I think I like this spot. 7 for Volk. The thing is, JDM should be on the list, man. Stick and move, facts. Skill over power that matches Volkanovski for sure. Prone to getting hurt with pullback. I wonder if is he factoring in striking defense as well? Because I don't know if he is. I don't know if he is. If he was, MVP would be top 3, man. He would. Strickland would be up there too. Volk 7. That's fine. That's fine. Recent performances, he outstruck Lopez, who's not a great striker. He's a good striker. He's not a great striker. He's sloppy. He's a power puncher. He's got some pop in his hands, but Volk at 7's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I feel like JDM should be up in this range, though.
Listen, Volk's still really good. If anyone tries to put like Volk in their top 3 as far as striking right now,
Volk is not a better striker than JDM. Yeah, right now, I don't know if I would say that Volk's a better striker than Jack. I don't know if I would. Man. Especially defensively, but what's up, Sebastian? What's going on? Where's CM Punk facts?
Understanding he's digressing. It's kind of embarrassing. Not embarrassing.
Volk's good, though. Volk is still good. He was... You look at his recent fights, it was against Topuria. He looked good against Topuria until he didn't. Like, he was still landing that jab. He was popping the bloody jab.
Probably glazed Volk a little bit too much. But
JDM should be here. That's all I'm mad
about.
Top
3 striker anymore. He can still strike with the best. Don't get me wrong.
Poirier should be top 10. Poirier's retired, man. People forget.
Not that great of a striker either. Like, he was getting the shit put on him by Dan E.
Prime Volk's a better striker than Jack. Right now, Volk, I think he was noticeably slower. I think he was noticeably slower in that fight with Lopez. He still looks great, but Kenny got good take speeds and Izzy Glazer. That's why people don't like him. He made me money many times. He does. I've seen some of his fight predictions. He's had some really good predictions, but Volk lacks power. Defensive work can be shaky. He looks good, skilled, but never dangerous. Yeah. Based on his criteria, skill over power, yeah, you can say Volk. Volk's very skilled, very quick. Not as quick as he once was, but yeah. JDM's a more effective striker than Volk, though. He is. He just is. Stick and move, Volk is valid. Stick and move, that's literally Volk to a T.
Spot. I love Volkanovski.
People think Prime Volk is back.
I just want to kiss him on
He's
top of his
still good. Definitely not at his peak. He's still good enough to be champion, obviously. I don't think he beats John Silva, guys. I hate to say that.
This is my opinion. All right. Moving on to the number 6 spot. Islam Makhachev, defensively sound counter puncher.
This one's so hard for me to judge, man. This one is so hard for me to judge because, like I said, MMA striking is different, which even in a straight kickboxing fight, Islam is good. He's just not. He's just not a better striker than Jack. We're going to find that out. We're going to find that out in November. He's just not a better striker than Jack. I'm sorry. Dude, it's so hard to judge a guy like Islam, especially because I think he is a great striker, but he also is a great grappler. That's why it's hard to judge, man. MMA striking, of course, the threat of the takedown makes Islam a much better striker, but he still is good. I don't think he's the 6th best striker in the UFC. He's not a better striker than Volk. Still, that's tough, man. That's tough. I think he did outstrike Volk in their fight, but you got to look at other factors. Ankalaev. I actually would put Ankalaev over Islam. Ankalaev's a better striker than Islam. Alex Pereira is a better striker than Islam. Sorry. Izzy, better striker than Islam. MVP, better striker than Islam. Cyril Gane, probably a better striker than Islam. Strickland, better striker. They're just different styles, man. Islam's still a good striker, don't get me wrong, but 6 is kind of high. It's kind of high. There was like a wave where people were saying Islam, is only a good striker because of his grappling, and then the the narrative changed, flipped completely, that people were saying Islam's one of the best strikers in the UFC because he's outstriking all these guys, which it's somewhere in the middle, man. It's somewhere in the middle. I'm going to be honest. When are you fighting Francis? Whenever he stops ducking. We got a fight with Derek Lewis coming up at the White House. Volk gets KO'd by Silva. The danger factor is too vastly different. Yeah. Silva looks really good, too. He looks really good. Islam isn't even the top. Islam isn't even in the top. He's around 11, 12. Yeah. See, Islam is still a great striker, don't get me wrong, but he's just not 6.
with good kicks. He's very effective on the feet. He does a good job not getting hit in contrast to Volk. They both have like pullbacks, but Islam.
Okay, now look, hold on. We have not been counting defensive work the whole time. Has not been a factor, but now when it's relevant, when it helps you, now he wants to say defensively sound counterpuncher. Defense is not a part of the criteria. Otherwise, like I said, MVP and Strickland would be very, very high. Let me look at the criteria real quick. Recent performances hold more weight. Didn't do anything on the feet against Moicano. He slipped, by the way, guys. He did not get dropped by Moicano. He had some good exchanges with Dustin on the feet. He had some good moments. Who was before that? He knocked out Volk round 1. Okay, strike totals matter. He's not a big volume guy. Eye test, I would not say really that Islam passes the eye test. He has some moments where he looks a little acoustic. I'll just say that, okay? Skill over power. He is skilled. He's a good kickboxer. Effectiveness over visual. See, I don't understand this. Guys. I'm just now realizing these two contradict each other, right? Eye test will be considered, but effectiveness over visuals. Am I tripping? Effectiveness over visuals, but eye test will be considered. Okay. Sure. Just contradict, but okay. Dustin made Islam bleed. Yeah, he landed a nasty elbow. That's low-key one of my favorite fights. Not because the fight itself is great, don't get me wrong. It's not one of the best of all time, but just the implications on the fight. Dustin, we thought it might be his last fight, his last dance, all that. That was a really fun fight, man. I was hyped watching that. My gosh, guys. Wait till y'all see who's next. Ilya will be number 1, John Silva 2, DDP 3, Joshua Van 4. Look, guys, look.
5 spot, and now it's
Joshua Van has entered the top 5. Joshua Van's a great striker. Do not get me wrong at all. But when you just think about it like this, saying Joshua Van's a better striker than Pereira, it's like, what? But Joshua Van, respect for putting Joshua Van in the top 15, man. Scrappy, reactive boxer, aggro and counters. Eye test final boss. Joshua Van at 5.
Problem because I have him top 5. Guys, he's a scrappy, reactive boxer. He's both aggro, he's aggressive as hell, but he's also a great counterpuncher. Via eye test, this is the eye test final boss, man.
He did just outstrike Roy Val, who's a great striker too. Really good striker, volume striker, but
eye test final boss.
But it was also close. It was also very, very close. So
via eye test, he might be the best striker ever. Via eye test, guys. I don't think people understand how good of a striker Royval is. Like, look what Royval did to Moreno in the last fight. He schooled him. And Moreno's a great striker, Moreno's a great striker. Royval schooled him. To beat Royval, before that fight, the game plan was to wrestle. Let's stall it. Let's wrestle. Joshua Van went in there with him, was showing his obliques and his hands and how...
Joshua Van is no variety. He was KO'd by journeyman Charles Johnson. He's just a boxer. To me, the best strikers are well-rounded. Dude, I'm kind of upset. I think I want to make one of these myself now. I know everybody's going to have a different opinion, at least slightly. Joshua Van, I don't think top 15 is a bad shout, but still, I still would not put him over Jack Della Maddalena. Aspinall's too hard to judge. I'm going to be real. It's so hard to judge. Imavov, I would actually put Van over Imavov, I think I would. Strickland, I wouldn't because it's more proven against better competition as well. Cyril Gane, probably not. MVP, no. Izzy, no. Pereira, no. Ankalaev, no. Volk, no. 5 is way too high, man. I see he's trying to give him respect, but 5? 5? Come on, bro. Joshua Van's great, but he isn't top 15. I could see him around the 15 range. I could see that, but there's so actually, I don't know, there's so many good strikers that weren't even included. Okay, we're still missing Topuria, Holloway, Jan, probably. O'Malley? No, but Dricus. Wait, Topuria? We're on number 5, so Topuria, O'Malley, Jan, Dricus, Duplessis. Who was the other one I said? Holloway, right? Wait, one of them's getting left off then. No. What to see? Maybe I miscounted. I don't know. We'll see.
Via eye test, you guys got to
And
actually
John
watch him
Silva
strike.
should be,
And that fight with
especially with the criteria he is given. John Silva should be the top 5.
Who's a crazy output, good striker. If you just got to understand how good Royval is to understand how good that.
But if you have Joshua Van at 5, that must mean you think very highly of Royval, which I do too. But if you have Joshua Van at 5, who's outstriking Royval, but not by a lot, that means Royval should be like just outside the top 5, right? But he's not even top 15. Okay, number 4, Max Holloway.
Guys, like he's actually not the same person he was at 145. He's
This
coming
is
to
valid.
himself. He was
This is
60
valid.
or 50% of himself.
Holloway at 4, volume, speed, and now power. Yes, dude. Holloway, I'm telling y'all, I said this before the Poirier fight, by the way. Max Holloway, I still believe, at 155 is the best he's ever been. He is. He is, bro. I'm telling you. Max Holloway, the true bulk to 55. 55 looks like his weight class, man. It does. And part of me slightly kind of wishes that maybe Max should have jumped to 55 a little bit sooner in his career. But he looks good now, dude. He looks good. He looks good. He's fast. He's a fast 55er. Yes, 155 Max does beat old head Volk. At 55, I would agree. I would agree. At 55, Max does beat Volk, I believe. Islam could be. John Silva is crazy. Silva hasn't done it against the best comp. That's true. But we're talking about eye test. He's stylish. He hasn't had a close striking battle at all. Silva, Ilya. Jan, Silva, Max, O'Malley, Ilya. One of them will be left off. Yeah, one of them's getting left off, man. One of them's getting left off. Still with his criteria, he should have put John Silva. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying John Silva's hard to rank because he hasn't fought an elite striker. But based on the criteria given in this video, John Silva fits all of them. Let's look at him again one more time. Recent performances hold more weight. John Silva's been outstriking everybody, showing levels, bullying people on the feet. Strike totals matter, sure. Eye test, that's literally John Silva. Passes the eye test with flying colors. Skill over power, he has both. He has both. Effectiveness over visuals, he has both. John Silva fits all these. That's just what I'm saying. I'm not saying he should be top 5 necessarily just because he hasn't been proven against really good striking competition, but based on the criteria given, John Silva's like close to 1. He rates Silva, but not that much. Max skills going up, but his chin is getting worse. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Part of me wishes he would have gone up to 55 just a little bit sooner because, yes, you can tell whether it's from the Ilya fight or damage packed up over his career or both. If he wouldn't have got cracked by Ilya and jumped to 55 sooner, he just might look even better. That's what I'm saying. Casual did Holloway give Ilya his hardest fight? Yes. At least recently. But Topuria said that it was Volk. He said Volk was his hardest fight. Dropped by Dustin and Gaethje, yeah. But not knocked out. Silva has terrible strike totals, but yeah, his eye test is crazy. Gaethje knockdown doesn't count. Jan should be 1. Doesn't have a bad chin, it's just getting ever so slightly worse. Yeah, the chin's still there. He did eat some big shots from Poirier if you go rewatch that. But yeah, you can tell it is a little bit. I think it's partly because this man has absorbed so many significant strikes over his career. He's had a long career. He's not the oldest guy, but he's had a long career.
Okay, I like this little BMF aesthetic, Listen, Max is a different person at 155, guys. Like
Especially if he keeps doing these BMF fights where he's just going to be taking more and more damage, getting more and more brain damage, going to get more and more CTE. I don't want to. I didn't like seeing Max get knocked out, man. I don't want to see that again. I don't. Max versus Ilya at 155 is slightly more interesting, but I think the same thing happens.
He's actually not the same person he was at 145. He's coming into himself. He was 60 or 50% of himself at 145.
Because think about how fast Max looks at 55 compared to these lightweights. And then look at how much faster Ilya Topuria was than like Charles. Scary, scary stuff, guys. Let's get in the top 3.
But I got Zwickis the Westes. Yeah, baby, what? You guys thought I was not gonna like glaze Zwickis? One of the best strikers. Dude, it's cowabunga time.
Another one that's so hard to judge, man. This one's so hard to judge. It's cowabunga time. Effectiveness trumps all. That's all he wrote. That's all he wrote. But the thing is, he was just talking about how he was just hyping up how Izzy outstruck Dricus, right? But Dricus is at 3 and Izzy's at 10. But at the same time, Dricus schooled Sean Strickland. It's just a stylistic thing, man. Top 3 for Dricus Du Plessis is wild, I will say. He is a great striker. I still would put him top 15. He's a hard one to judge too, man. I would probably put Dricus top 10. I'd probably put him top 10. Dude, I'm just still mad JDM's not here. I'm still mad JDM's not here. Not even top 15, bro. But Dricus Du Plessis over Max Holloway, I would not say so. Over Joshua Van, sure. Over Islam, sure. Over Volk, I think it's close. I'd probably say Dricus, actually. I might go Dricus. Maybe. Ankalaev, I think it's close. Pereira, I still would put Pereira up there. I don't know, man. Dricus in the top 3 is crazy. It is, man. I don't know. This is hard. I will say striking is hard to judge in mixed martial arts because there's so many different styles and stuff. And styles make fights. This striker might beat this striker, but lose to this striker. You know what I'm saying? Dricus beats Hamzat via banana peel. He was saying 10 ranked Izzy was outstriking him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not consistent. List is not consistent. One of Silva or Jan didn't make it. Dude, he cannot. Hey, I'm guessing he's not putting Silva. If effectiveness trumps all, put Aspinall 1. Yeah, facts. Facts. 100% effective. Finished everyone and never knocked down. Yeah, if you're talking about effectiveness, yeah, that's true. That's true. Aspinall 1. DDP Hamzat best than him in striking. We'll find out. I'm excited for that fight, man. I'm excited for DDP versus Hamzat. I would argue JDM top 5. JDM's good, man. JDM's good. I'm late. What's good? What's good, Jester? Y'all think this is bait? It could be. Well, no O'Malley. No shot. No shot. Kenny hates JDM for some reason. The thing is, I will say, I was very late to the Jack Della Maddalena hype train. I'll be the first to admit it. I thought that he was good. I did not think he was good enough to win the title unless he showed improvements from his takedown defense. And he did that. He did just that, man. But the thing is, when the fight got announced, Bilal versus JDM, all the way leading up to the fight, I was like, yeah, I just don't think JDM's going to be able to stuff these takedowns. And then we got closer and closer to the fight, and I started watching more Jack film. I was like, okay, well, maybe he'll get taken down, but he showed the ability to scramble back up to his feet and get on the pressure and land some big shots on the feet. So all in all, y'all know I picked Jack Della Maddalena to win by decision, by the way. Pats on back, right? But I was thinking, Jack Della, his takedown defense is just not great. He got taken down by Burns like 7 times, but then he hit a switch, man. He hit a switch, all right? He hit a switch, but Jack Della's, I think he's that good, man, especially with his improved takedown defense. We'll have to see against Islam. If he can stuff these takedowns of Islam like he did Bilal Muhammad, if Islam doesn't get the fight to the ground, he's not winning. He's not winning. He's not. And I think he's going to have a really tough time doing so. Peter, top 3 low-key. Bliss is terrible. I think Dricus being so goofy puts him higher. Yeah, such a hard style to figure out. You guys are talking the best strikers and didn't mention the GOAT, Marvin Vettori. Casuals, dude. Facts. Marab. Yeah, where's Marab, bro? Craig Jones made JDM a menace. Yeah. I still think JDM isn't a top 5 welterweight now that Islam is there. Oh, wow. That is a crazy take, I will say. JDM's not even a top 5 welterweight right now, but he's a champ. I think JDM, if JDM beats Islam, man, I think he might have the belt for a while. I really do. All right, let's
Bro,
go ahead and finish this out.
backstage, when he's getting mentally prepared, he's like, all right, dude, is it time to fucking...
JDM's also like 27 or 28, by the way.
Fucking hammer, dude. All right, bro. Grab the surfboard. We're hitting the waves, man. He fucking goes out there and he fights. Effectiveness trumps all. I don't care how he looks. I don't care if you're in the comments like surprised if he goes in there and shows some good performance, win or lose.
We still got...
But yeah, I got...
We still got a lot of...
spot.
Somebody's getting left... Somebody bad's getting left out.
In the number 2 spot, I got 330 on, brother.
Okay. Jan at 2 is valid, but I just want to go ahead and say this. There's one spot left, and Topuria has not been mentioned, and Sean O'Malley has not been mentioned. I'm guessing he's leaving out O'Malley. Come on, bro. I'm guessing he's leaving out O'Malley. Yep. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Strickland and Bisping were champs. Jan at 2 is actually valid. Jan, I would definitely still have Jan in my top 5, but let's not forget, guys. Look, Jan versus O'Malley was a great fight, very close fight. But let's not act like Jan did not have to wrestle in that fight. Am I right or am I wrong? And O'Malley's not even in the top 15? Right? O'Malley didn't make the top 15, bro. I don't know if, look, maybe I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and maybe he forgot to put him. That's a real possibility, but I'll see what he says. Jan beat O'Malley, sure, if you want to make that argument, but he also had to wrestle to beat O'Malley. Go rewatch the fight. He had to wrestle to get that victory, even though he didn't get the nod. But Jan got outstruck by O'Malley. Jan at 2 is not bad, though.
Take the first.
Let me see if he says anything about O'Malley.
Round, brother. Then buckle up. Take first round a little bit.
Jan's a very good striker. Very complete striker.
Buckle up after this. He's a catch and shoot fighter. See, I don't mind his boxing style, but I don't really like the way he high guards like this, and then like he jumps into his 1-2. Like he catches the punches on his hands, but it still bumps back his head. Like it bumps back his head. So I don't really understand that. But he's a catch and shoot fighter who his output grows as the fight elongates.
What is he talking about?
He takes time downloading data. He's actually really good at that. He picks up like significant combos they throw, and then he tries to time it with 1-2 specifically first before anything. And then when he grows in confidence, he starts to flow. He starts to lead the dance, and he starts to wait, then react and counterpunch. Peter's fun to watch. Really good boxer. He has some good kicks as well, and he always mixes up that sneaky ass trip that I love. Even though it's not striking, I just want to glaze that real quick. Bro, his striking is really good to watch. It's really fun to watch. I remember
he is one of the most satisfying strikers to watch, though.
I thought he was
so is O'Malley.
Best boxer in the UFC. I'll be real.
He's different though. I love watching Jan strike.
After watching just watching him more, I'm like, he's not really. He just takes too much damage on the hands. Like I don't like how you're covering your face with your hands.
He takes too much damage on the hands. What a take, guys! What a take. He just blocks too many shots, man. He's just blocking too many shots, man. Oh, man. Oh, what a take. What a freaking take. If you're on a 2-fight skid, your striking isn't that good. You're on a 2-fight skid to Merab, that's a whole different story. Let's not act like Jan did not get 50-45 by Merab. So, well, then obviously O'Malley's not a good striker because Merab beat him. Obviously, Jan's not a good striker because Merab beat him. Obviously, Aldo's not a good striker. Marlon Moraes is a bad striker too, man. What? What? He said he did value recent performances more. That's why Dricus is above Izzy and Van is that high. I think, all in all, I think the criteria just does not. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, facts. Is Kenny mad? Oh, where'd they go? Is Kenny mad at Jan for blocking punches? Yeah. Corey got 50-45 by Umar on the feet. No O'Malley, JDM, Sandhagen, Silva, or Rufy. We still need a lot. We still have a lot to learn about Rufy and Silva, kind of. Sandhagen's not a top 15 striker. I was under the impression of that last year, but Sandhagen's been outstruck by a bunch of good strikers. He just has. Max, Jan, Ilya, Volk, Corey. What's up with this Corey glaze? What's up with this Corey Sandhagen glaze in the top 5 strikers? I don't like that. I don't like that. Problem with this list is that he came up with the criteria that he does not follow. Yeah. This has been a running theme in his – we reacted to his GOAT list, and he did not follow his criteria. He follows it on specific – like, when he wants to follow it to give somebody the benefit of the doubt, he does. But did you see Hamzat's new shorts? I saw a picture of that. I don't know if it was real because I was wanting to make a video on it. I could not find it anywhere. I didn't know if it was real because I got something to say about that if it is. So I don't like the criteria, man. You just cannot tell me that O'Malley's not a top 15 striker in the UFC or JDM.
And then you're like, it's still bouncing your head
But
back, so it makes you look just a little
Jan
bit more
at 2
goofy
is
than
not bad
usual.
at all.
But he's still a really effective striker.
Jerkis at 3 is
but
crazy.
He's not going to be as effective as the number 1 spot, Ilya Topuria, guys. You guys know, I'm pretty sure you guys saw me coming, but I'm the best.
Ilya at 1 is fine. Sure.
I love how cocky
Ilya,
and
effective striking is Ilya Topuria.
You know, listen, bro, stop.
I'm the best, trust me.
I'm glazing you right now, but I just
Speed, power, precision, and handsome. Valid. Oh, Ilya Topuria at 1 is fine. That's fine. My list would top 5 in no order would be Ilya, O'Malley, Jan. Right now, I'd probably go Holloway and Pereira. Pereira. And MVP would be right outside the top 5, maybe. But this list, I don't know about this list, guys. Was Holloway on the list? Yeah, Holloway was at 4. I'll run back through, okay? We'll start off. Here's the criteria one more time, if anybody's joining late. JDM is great, but Max can do everything JDM can and more. Can do it against better opponents. Yeah, JDM just hasn't fought those high-level strikers yet. But can Max do everything that JDM could do? I don't know if I agree with that. They're different strikers also. We don't see Max switching stances like Jack, man. We don't see him switching stances just so effortlessly, popping the bloody jab. Holloway should be over Jan. If MVP near greatest striker, you're on crack. I mean, who was outstruck MVP throughout his whole entire career? That's what I think. It's hard to say that he's won, but if you're just talking about really striking defense, he's there to be hit. Or sorry, no, he's not there to be hit. He's there to hit you and not be hit. All right, here's the list right here. Honorable mention JDM was not top 15. Just want to throw that out there. 15 was Tom Aspinall. 14, Nasruddin Imavov. 13, Sean Strickland. Why wasn't Bo Nickel on the list? Facts. Where's the Riddler, man? The Riddler's effective. Cyril Gane. 12. That's fine. MVP 11, sure. He's top 15 for sure, without a doubt. I think he should be top 10. Izzy at 10 was surprising to me. It is. He spent half his early UFC fights fighting in Southpaw so he could learn to switch. Oh, all time? Yeah, Max. I'm talking about Max Holloway right now. Right now. Is he doing what JDM's doing? I don't know. Max is great. They're just different styles, man. They're just different styles.
It's a prayer.
Alex at 9. Ankalaev at 8. Volkanovski at 7. Islam at 6. Joshua Van at 5, Holloway at 4, Rickes at 3, Jan at 2, and Ilya at 1. There you go, guys. There you go. There is the top 15, the new and updated top 15 best strikers in the UFC, according to Kenny Okoye. JDM outstruck Canelo, man. People forget, man. Who does that to Bilal Muhammad? Who does that? Who does that to hands like Canelo, man? Nobody. Nobody. All right. Re-rank them based on actual knowledge. I might have to make one. Low-key, I might record that tonight. I might actually... Should I do that, guys? That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to get that posted tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to do a top 15 UFC strikers. Right now, today. Not all time. Not based on your accomplishments. How good are you right now? We're going to do top 15. Because this is sickening, guys. Again, there still might be some takes that everybody's going to have a slightly different opinion. I promise it'll be better than this one. I promise, okay? I promise. But the thing is, I will say striking's so hard to judge in the UFC because of factors like the threat of the takedown, and then you just have weird styles like a Strickland or a Dricus du Plessis, but they're effective. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to think about it as if this is how I'm going to factor it in, all right? I'm going to build this list based on if there was no takedowns involved, straight up, just striking, like basically a kickboxing fight. Who would win? That's what I'm going to do. All right? Because like with Islam's a great striker, yes, but is he outstriking in a pure kickboxing fight? Is he outstriking Volk? Is he outstriking Ankalaev, Pereira? Is he outstriking Izzy? Pound for pound, obviously. MVP, I don't know if he's outstriking all these guys. I just don't. Make sure it's a better list. I got you. And casual, we trust. Let's go. My best striker in the UFC top 5. Ilya 1, Max 2, Ankalaev 3, Van 4, JDM 5. Poatan top 3. He's got to be up there, man. He almost had Poatan outside of his top 10. I just want to put that into perspective, okay? I want to put that into perspective. What's the point of ranking strikers and considering other stuff? Yeah, I don't know. Yair Rodriguez. There's a bunch of good strikers. There's so many good strikers. You set up 4 ounce right now? Oh my gosh. Forgot about that. I need to get on that. I need to look into that. I want to get on this this top 15 strikers ranking. I might record it tonight. I honestly might record it tonight and post it tomorrow. But y'all turn the post notifications on. We're doing a shorter stream today. Dude's ranking sucks. Hank is the best boxer in the light heavyweight division. I agree with that. For a second there, I thought you were about to say in the UFC. But yeah, in the light heavyweight division, yeah, I agree. He's just speedy, man. He's Speedy Gonzalez out there. Speedy Gonzalez. Read my last comment. They're fighting. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to read all these. You should pronounce Ilya Topuria like Conor McGregor, just like you mispronounce Habib. Ilya Toptoro. Bet. I'll do that. I'll add that to the collection. Like Khabib Nurmagomedov. Facts. Who's your top 1 fighter of all time besides John Duck? GSP. But if Islam does beat Jack, we got to have some serious conversations, guys. We have to have some serious conversations if he beats Jack. If he beats Jack, by the way, people are going to discredit the win slightly. People are going to say, oh, well, Jack really never had great takedown defense or blah, 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 because they won it. But would you put Yuri top 15? I got to think about it, man. I got to think about it. Yuri looks like a new striker, man. Because I love Yuri. Yuri's probably my second favorite fighter in the UFC. One of those. But he relies on his chin too much. And that's like, I think striking defense is a big thing that doesn't get talked about enough. The whole thing for me for striking is, can you hit somebody and at the same time not get hit? If you're eating all these shots to deliver a bigger one, I mean, if you can take it, sure, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm super excited for Islam Jack, guys. I really want to go to that fight. I really want to go see Islam in person before he retires because I think he might only have. There's potential he has 2 fights left in the UFC, man. Seriously. If he lose, imagine this. I don't want to speak this into existence because I really don't want this to happen. I really don't want this to happen. But if Islam does lose to Jack, which I think is very, very possible, if he loses to Jack, I expect him to go back down to 55. And then what if he loses to Ilya right after that? We might be looking at retirement, man. 2 in a row, especially if he gets finished. I don't even want to think about that, guys. But I hope that he beats Jack. And in my ideal world, hold on, let me give y'all my ideal scenario, okay, for the UFC. This is what I want for the UFC right now. Islam to go out there, beat Jack in November. Ilya Topuria apparently is fighting in December, so he's going to beat either Arman Tsarukyan or Gaethje. Arman's a tough fight. Ideally, I would want to see Ilya beat Arman Tsarukyan. And then Islam beats JDM. I would like to see Ilya Topuria move up to welterweight, which is going to sound crazy because he's 5'2", but move up to welterweight, try his hand at becoming the first ever 3-division champion against Islam. That is oh my gosh, that is one of the biggest super fights you'll ever see. One of the biggest super fights you'll ever see, okay, guys? If Ilya beats Arman Tsarukyan and then becomes a 3-division champion and beats Islam, he might as well retire, and he's going to be the GOAT. I would put him as the GOAT. And if Islam beats Jack and beats Ilya, even if it's at 170, Islam is the GOAT. Okay, guys? If we get to that point, I'm telling you, if we get Ilya versus Islam, the winner will be the new GOAT of the sport. And guys, talk about nerves. I would not be able to sleep. I would not be able to sleep on the build-up for that fight. I heard that Topuria is facing Gaethje on 323. Oh no. Oh no. If Islam loses, we are crying fat. I might actually shed a tear. Dude, JDM, if you look at the JDM Bilal fight, JDM put some damage on Bilal's face. He damaged him bad. I don't know if Islam can take all the shots that Bilal Muhammad took. And if they go in there and have a scrap, Islam might sit out for a little bit, which, listen, guys, hear me out. Islam wins the belt in November, which I hope it happens. Even if he loses, it can still set up a fight with Ilya. But Islam goes and fights JDM in October. I'm expecting him to wear some damage on his face. He turns around, not quickly, but turns around and fights International Fight Week, Ilya Topuria versus Islam. Oh my gosh, 2026, whether that's the end of June or July, whatever it is. Oh my gosh, you got options, man. You got options. Because International Fight Week, there's no excuse for International Fight Week not to be either Ilya versus Patty or Ilya versus Islam. One of those two. It needs to be one of those two fights. That's what I think. Hunk, how we doing? What's going on, Brendan? We're finna leave. We're finna get out of here, too. We just reacted to Kenny Okoye's top 15 strikers in the UFC, man. Which champ right now is likely to lose? Which champion's most likely to lose? This is tough. Hold on. Let me pull up the
All right.
champions real quick. Pull up the rankings. Before we get out of here, we'll do this real quick. Which champion's most likely to lose? That's a tough question. That is a tough question. Pantoja? No. Marab? No. Volk? It might be Volk. No, it might be Volk, man. I don't want to say that. It's Volk. As much as I hate that, it's Volkanovski. It's Volkanovski. In my opinion, at least. Pantoja, I mean, he still has a tricky matchup with Van. I think he beats Joshua Van. Marab, I don't think he loses to Corey Sandhagen. Volk, I don't think he loses to a guy like Yair. I think he has a really tough fight with Evloev, but I think he could beat Movsar Evloev. I don't think he beats John Silva, though. Ilya Topuria, I mean, how can you say Ilya Topuria is losing anytime soon? Jack's not a bad pick here, but He's about to fight the pound for, or not the pound for pound king anymore. Sorry, he's about to fight Islam, which is a very tough fight for both guys. Very bad stylistic matchup for Islam, by the way. Dricus, I'm picking him. Actually, am picking Dricus to lose to Hamzat, but Ankalaev's probably not losing anytime soon. Aspinall's not losing anytime soon. I would say Volk, man. I hate to say that, but I'd say Volk. Don't go on. Play some UFC 5 first. We played on Tuesday. I'm going to play UFC 5 next Thursday. On Tuesday, guys, we're going to be doing Dana White Contender Series fight companion. So, yeah, it's Dricus because he's fighting next, even though I think he'll beat Javaev. It's a tough thing to rank. Who's the most likely to lose? Because if you're basing it on matchups or based on skill, based on matchups, like the specific who's going to lose first based on their matchups, I guess Dricus. He's got the closest fight that I think he's the underdog in. So I guess him. Unk versus Ilya, December. DDP's going to lose after 10 days. Volk beats Zaire, but I don't know about Evloev or Silva. Evloev's a tough fight. Evloev versus Volk is actually a very, very entertaining fight. Very, very entertaining fight. The grappling exchanges would be awesome. I think Volk would get the better of him on the feet. I think Volk could edge out a decision. I think we'd see a 48-47 decision on either side. It's a perfect co-main for JDM Islam. Did you hear RDR was added to UFC 5? Oh, was he? I'm going to have to use him next time we play. Can't wait for Contender Series to start back up. I think it starts Tuesday, right? I believe it starts Tuesday. We are all watching Contender Series. Contender Series is fun. If you haven't watched Contender Series again, guys, y'all tune into the streams on Tuesday. We're going to do fight companions for it. They're fun. They can be fun. Just like basically a UFC card on Tuesday. Would Islam versus Hamzat be the biggest fight of all time? Oh, I forgot Hamzat was saying that. Hamzat's been yapping. Hamzat was saying that he'd be willing to go down and fight Islam if he wins. That would actually be a super fight. That's a really big fight. That is actually a really big fight. Biggest in UFC history? I don't know. I think it would be up there. It would be up there. But I don't know. That would be I wonder how that would go. I would actually pick Hamza Chimaev, I think. I think he's too physical. Too big, too physical. I'm looking forward to Dana White Contender Series more than football. Wow. Who's least likely to lose? Which champion's least likely to lose? I'm going to say Taporia, probably. Or, no, yeah. No, actually, right now, I'm going to say Aspinall because the heavyweight division is so cheeks. Right now, which champion's least likely to lose? I will say Aspinall. I don't see Gane beating him. Volkov's not beating him. We've already seen that. Pavlovich, we've already seen that. Blaze, we've already seen that. Almeida's a tough fight. I don't think he beats Aspinall. Cortez Acosta, no. Machin Tybura, already seen it. Sergey Spivak, no, he's not losing to any of these guys unless he gets somehow fluke KO'd by Derek Lewis. But we're all watching the Sean O'Malley look alike. I've been following I forget his last name. It's Tommy Gunn something. Tommy I can't remember. McMillan. I've been following him on Instagram for a minute. He was supposed to be on Contender Series last year. I've been waiting on his debut for a long time. I don't know how good he is, though, but all right, guys, we're finna get out of here. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're going to have that top 15 strikers list come very, very soon. Hopefully, we'll get it posted tomorrow. Y'all turn the post notifications on, man. Okay? Turn the post noties on. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Do you think Wellmaker is going to reach the top 10 to top 5 of the division? Wellmaker looks good. Y'all know I was a big believer in Malcolm Wellmaker before anybody. Like I said, I've been following him. I've been subscribed to his YouTube channel back since the welding days, okay? I think he's good. Bantamweight's also stacked. There's still a lot of questions to be answered about Wellmaker, about the grappling. So I still think I wouldn't be surprised if he had the abilities to go out there and beat like a Cheeto Vera right now. I'm not gonna say that yet, but yeah, I think he'll be a top 10 contender. Later on, the GOAT. Keep working. I appreciate y'all. Y'all like the stream before we go? W stream, I appreciate you. What fight do you want to see but never happened? Rock versus John Jones. It never happened. Ooh. Recently, I would say Arman Sarukian versus Islam, but all time probably just Francis Ngannou versus John Jones. Yeah, I think that's a harder fight than Lesnar. All right, guys. Okoye forgot to go. Christy LaRoche top 15. All right, y'all. I will see y'all maybe on Saturday. I'll keep y'all updated. I'll let y'all know in the Discord. Y'all go join the Discord. It's linked in my bio. But I appreciate y'all once again. And we finna head